Hello and welcome to Poonam Dua classes. Today we will discuss a very famous Victorian writer George Eliot. But George Eliot was not her real name, it was just a pen name. In this video we will discuss her life and the reason of going with the pen name as well as her first novel Adam Bede. And this video will be followed by her further novels and MCQ, very useful for any kind of competitive exam. All of you who have been watching my videos regularly must be able to recall that recently in the video of Emily Bronte, I discussed why female writers had to go for male pseudonyms, male pen names, and the reason is basically to combat, to fight with the societal prejudice that only males can produce the quality work of literature. उन दिनों ये माना जाता था कि फीमेल्स तो सिर्फ घर के काम करने के लिए बनी है, डोमेस्टिक स्फेयर के लिए बनी है. हाउ कैन अ फीमेल राइट अ नॉवल? इन द सेम फैशन मैरी एन एवांस, जी हाँ यही था इनका full name, the real name, Mary Ann Evans. In the same fashion, in the same trend, Mary Ann Evans, who was known by her pen name George Eliot, was an English novelist. In the same fashion, she had to go for a male pseudonym. She was an English novelist, poet, journalist, translator, and one of the leading writers of Victorian era, I'll say. And she wrote in total 7 novels. And these 7 novels were Adam Bede, The Mill on the Floss, Silas Marner, Romola, Felix Holt, The Radical, The Middlemarch, and Daniel Deronda. Please note down the year of publishing too. These type of questions can be part of exam, especially like which was the first novel of hers, which was the last novel, or maybe you can get a question to arrange the novels in chronological order. So please take a proper note of the year and please do remember Adam Bede was the first novel and Daniel Deronda the last one. George Eliot was born as Mary Ann Evans on 22nd November 1819. She chose to write her novels using a male pseudonym, male pen name, that is George Eliot, and this she done basically because she used to scorn the stereotypical female novelists who used to write under the domestic spheres only. Rather than writing what she considered to be silly or unrealistic romantic tales expected of women writers, she wrote according to her own tastes. George Eliot and the Westminster Review. This was an important chapter in her life that if we do not mention it, her life will seem to be incomplete. The Westminster Review, what was it? It was a quarterly British publication established in 1823. And Evans, or you can say George Eliot, became its assistant editor, and her writing for the paper were comments on her views of society and the Victorians' way of thinking. She was sympathetic to the lower classes and criticized organized religion throughout her articles and reviews and commented on contemporary ideas of the time. तो उस टाइम में सोसाइटी को किस तरीके से इम्प्रूव किया जा सकता था, लोअर क्लास के लिए काफ़ी सिंपैथेटिक थी वो, इसी से रिलेटेड आर्टिकल्स लिखा करती थी. एवांस हु डिड मोस्ट ऑफ द वर्क ऑफ प्रोड्यूसिंग द जर्नल, कंट्रीब्यूटिंग मेनी एसेज एंड रिव्यूज़, बिगिनिंग विद जनवरी 1852 में वो जुड़ी थी इसके साथ, एंड कंटिन्यूइंग अंटिल द एंड ऑफ हर एम्प्लॉयमेंट एट वेस्टमिंस्टर रिव्यू इन द फर्स्ट हाफ ऑफ 1854 में उन्होंने छोड़ दिया था, एंड फॉर अराउंड 2 years बेसिकली वी कैन से शी वर्कड हियर. Let us know about one interesting fact related to Queen Victoria and George Eliot. George Eliot was one of the several major influential Victorian figures born in 1819, as I told you, and along with Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was also born in 1819. Victoria and Eliot, although never met, but the two were connected. How? In 1859, the year they both turned 40, Eliot published her first novel, Adam Bede. Adam Bede was George Eliot's first novel, and Queen Victoria enjoyed the book a lot. She enjoyed the book so much that she read it multiple times, and including to her husband, Prince Albert as well. And she even ordered some watercolor paintings of two scenes from her book to be installed in the palace. Let us know about Adam Bede now. It was the first novel by Mary Ann Evans, or you can say George Eliot. It was published in 1859. Please make a proper note of the years at least. It was published in 1859 and it was published using the pen name George Eliot. Even though she was a well published and highly respected scholar writer of her time, she preferred to use pen name George Eliot to publish her novels. Let us know the novel through characters. There are 4 characters. Please note down the names. Arthur Donithorne, Adam Bede, the titular character, Hetty Sorrel, the central female character, and Dina Morris. The story of this novel is kind of a rectangular love story, you can say, which moves between these 4 characters. The first character, let me introduce, Hetty Sorrel. Hetty Sorrel is kind of a self-absorbed lady. She is very much self-centered, self-concerned. I'm not saying selfish. I'm just using the word self-absorbed. Then there is the second character whose name is Arthur Donithorne, or I must say Captain Arthur Donithorne. He is a young squire who seduces Hetty. Then there is the central character, the titular character, I must say, Adam Bede, the unacknowledged lover or suitor of Hetty, we can say. He's a carpenter and the protagonist of the novel. Adam is strong, intelligent, and fairly well educated. And then there is Dina Morris, Hetty's cousin, a very virtuous lady and beautiful and very Methodist kind of girl she is. Let us begin the story now. We will begin the story with these 2 central characters. So the story goes as follows. Adam Bede, a handsome and highly skilled carpenter. He is around 26. He works with his brother whose name is Seth. And Adam is characterized as an honest craftsman who takes great pride in his work but tends towards self-righteousness. तो बहुत ही ध्यान रखते हैं वो हर चीज़ बिल्कुल सही तरीके से हो उनसे. And Adam, I will say a local carpenter, much admired for his integrity, honesty, intelligence, is in love with this central character, this female protagonist, Hetty Sorrel. But the story takes another turn. The course of love is never so smooth. Hetty is attracted to Arthur. Hetty is in love with Arthur, the local squire's charming grandson, and falls in love with him. When Adam interrupts, there is an encounter between them. So Adam tries to interrupt between their love, between their relationship, but there comes an encounter between these 2 characters, Arthur and Adam. So these 2 people fight with each other. Adam and Arthur fight, and Arthur agrees to give up Hetty and leaves the town to return to his military. He was in military. After he leaves, Hetty Sorrel agrees to get married to Adam. But there comes a twist now. She agrees to get married to Adam, but shortly before their marriage, she discovers that she is pregnant, and that is a major twist in the novel. In desperation, she leaves in search of Arthur but cannot find him, and she is not at all willing to return to the village as well. Village वापस नहीं आना चाहती. She will have to face too much shame in the village if she returns there. So she decides to deliver her baby with the assistance of a local friendly woman that she meets over there, and she subsequently abandons the infant in a field. तो हेटी क्या करती हैं, अपने छोटे से बच्चे को एक फील्ड में छोड़कर आ जाती हैं. बट शी इज़ नॉट एबल टू बेयर द चाइल्ड्स क्राइज ऑल्दो whatsoever she is a mother. So she tries to retrieve the infant. उस infant के पास वापस जाकर उसको लेकर आना चाहती हैं. However, now she is too late. The infant already died because of the exposure. हेटी को पकड़ लिया जाता है, उनको मर्डर का चार्ज लगाया जाता है उन पर. शी इज़ ट्राइड फॉर द चाइल्ड्स मर्डर एंड शी इज़ फाउंड गिल्टी एज वेल एंड इज सेंटेंस टू हैंग. Now comes the entry of Dina. Dina enters the prison and pledges everyone to stay with Hetty until the end, until her end. And she is very compassionate, as I told in the beginning. Her compassion, her sympathy brings about Hetty's remorseful confession. Hetty सब कुछ बहुत आराम से accept कर लेती है. And now comes this person again in the picture. When Arthur Donithorn, on leave from his military for his grandfather's funeral, hears of the impending execution of Hetty. He was on leave and he hears about this execution. He runs to the court and has sentence converted into transportation. तो सेंटेंस को ख़त्म तो नहीं करवा पाते हैं वो एग्जीक्यूशन को, लेकिन सेंटेंस को वो हेटी के ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में कन्वर्ट करवाने में सक्सेसफुल हो जाते हैं. सो नाउ विद द efforts of author, Hetty's sentence has been converted or commuted into transportation, just in exile, not in execution. Ultimately, Adam and Dina have come close to each other, who gradually become aware of their mutual love, marry and live peacefully with their families. And in the end, after some leap in the novel, we learn that Hetty is now dead. And the novel ends on a note of domestic satisfaction, domestic happiness of Adam and Dina. So this is it for this part of the video. In the next part, we will cover The Mill on the Floss, which was published in 1860 by Mary Ann Evans or George Eliot, whatever you can say. I hope you liked the video. Please do not forget to share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching and best of luck for your exams. If you want to join our classes, you may contact through WhatsApp at the given numbers.